Welcome back. Welcome back. First playoff series preview or game preview, I guess, for this one. But really good game, 9-10 play-in. The Atlanta Hawks versus Chicago Bulls. Hawks are 3.5-point dogs. Game is in Chicago. Going to be a really good one. We're going to start off talking about just their seasons a little bit, their past games against each other this season, and then some matchups and stats that you might want to know if you're a betting man or if you just are trying to pick a winner in this game. And then we're going to give our picks at the end. But, I mean, we'll start off with the head-to-heads. The Bulls are 2-1 against the Hawks this year. The one game the Hawks won, they shot unbelievable from the floor. They shot almost 50% from three, 19 of 40, and they just simply couldn't miss. But the Bulls did take the first two in pretty dominant fashion. So, Slim, you are a Hawks fan. What are your thoughts on this game, how the other games have gone? Basically, just rough thoughts.
I would take this, even back to last year because Chicago has the same core, and the Hawks relatively do as well. And I remember AJ Griffin has hit multiple game-winning shots on Chicago.
You don't play no more, though.
He's on the floor. He was on the floor last night. We played the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we are currently on a 5-game losing streak. But I noticed that Quinn is allowing our bench players, Kobe Buffkin, Mo Gay, Bruno Fernando, Garrison Matthews, Veet Krejci, like a bunch of these guys who are there to show up in moments where it matters. And I saw Kobe Buffkin was guarding Ant, got some steals late in the crunch. And I think that Quinn allowing those bench players to show what it is that that they are there to fight for, regardless of the numbers and our roster being unhealthy this season. I think that when you allow your players to see what it's like to play against these starters, who the Western Conference is still having to win major games in order for them to have a good position in the playoffs. Minnesota, Denver, OKC are all tied at how many wins right now. So tomorrow matters, tomorrow being Sunday, the last day. The Hawks have showed, hey, we can play our bench players. So what you going to do when DeMar gets tired? What you going to do when Caruso gets tired? Ayo Dosunmu, when these cats need to rest, Vooch. We got some dogs who are ready to pick up that pace, and Trey being back as well. I think that even in Chicago and we being the underdogs, I think that we have an opportunity to win here, for real, for real.
Yeah, I think some of the key things you want to look out for in this game specifically is the Hawks are a really, really good offensive rebounding team, which you wouldn't really think of because they're not the biggest team. They start Jalen Johnson at the 4. They do have big center rotation between Big O and Clint, but being Jalen Johnson's obviously out, but you get this offensive rebounding is going to help you a ton, especially come playoff time. We've seen teams like the Knicks last season really thrive, especially in round 1 versus the Cavs with offensive rebounding. Oh, I'm good. Whoa. Just did an emote. Never knew I could do that. But yeah, no, I think the offensive rebounding part of this game is going to be a huge thing. If you can finish possessions by getting rebounds, it's going to be elite. I think this is going to be a big Andre Drummond game. I think he's one of those guys that's going to come in and really just command the glass. And if the Hawks can keep him off the glass, that'll be huge because the Hawks are a really good offensive rebounding team, but they are not good. They're slightly below average at defensive rebounding. So as long as you can limit the Bulls' offensive rebounds, you'll be good. But the other part of it is the Bulls don't turn it over at all. They really just don't. And that's a huge thing for the Hawks that play at a frenetic pace where they get to get out, run, and all that kind of stuff, which kind of plays into the defensive rebounding thing. You got to be able to finish the possessions. And if you're going to allow a guy like an Andre Drummond or a Nikola Vucevic to crash the glass and really just rack up the boards, you're going to probably get hurt a little bit here. But we'll move into some matchups to look out for in this game because I think it's going to be a good one. I don't see a team getting blown out. I think it's going to go down to the wire. But the one key thing for just the both sides is how does the Trey / DeJounte Murray matchup go against Caruso? Because obviously Caruso's an all-world defender. Are you going to be able to get that production coming off a not so healthy Trey, just coming back from injury recently, and DeJounte Murray, who has been balling as of late. I know they've lost a couple games in a row, but he was hot for a while. And Caruso's just a guy that's you can throw on one of them and pretty much try and shut him down.
Me personally, seeing my point guard back on the floor these past couple of games, Charlotte, I feel like he only played 20 minutes. And I know it was a small amount of time against the Timberwolves too. But seeing the pace on the floor, DeJounte Murray is a more go-getter on the court in regards to how he gets his buckets. Meanwhile, not to say that he doesn't facilitate for his teammates, which he really does if you watch his game. But Trey, that's Trey's first priority. And I believe that he's, said that to the public is that, what separates his pace and his game is his poise and his selection to feed his teammates. A lot of their buckets, will be due not to just him scoring, but, leading to buckets. It could be a lob to Clint, Hunter, Jalen Johnson. It could be whoever, averaging 10 assists on the season and averaging 26 points per game. He shows that same fluidity. He shows that same control just already being back. And that's hard to guard when you have to manipulate. I assume that DeJounte Murray is going to be on
the ball probably late in games just because he's been there more recently than Trey has. But I think we'll probably see a play where this kind of goes into my other thing. Who can close out the game better? Just quite frankly, DeMar DeRozan's in the running for clutch player of the year. He's had an unbelievable clutch season, fourth quarter scoring, all that. So come late game, I don't know if I trust DeMar more than I trusted Trey and DeJounte led team. I don't know. I'm not there yet. But I just have seen DeMar do it a lot where I think Trey is going to really be a big facilitator in this game, not as much as a scorer as people at home may think, especially coming off an injury, being on minutes restriction. I don't know if he will be for this game. It hasn't been said. But if he can go and just facilitate and the guys can hit the shots, as long as he's constantly pressuring the rim, it'll be really good for the Hawks. And I think that should be enough. As long as he's attacking and hitting his shots, they'll be good. But yeah, who can close the game better is going to be a huge thing. Because I think, as I said before, it's going to go down to the wire. If you can go and have two guys that can close it out and be able to be multiple, while the Bulls, I understand Coby White, which we'll get to in a second, but DeMar is really the closer. Like late in game, last minute of the game, you're getting it to DeMar in the mid range, and he's going to go and try and get a bucket. But my other thing to look out for is Coby White going to have one of his red hot shooting games because he's been a guy that's been up and down throughout the season, but mostly up. Is he going to be a guy that can go and get hot, stay hot, and really just propel this team? Because if he's shooting deep threes and he's hitting them, it's going to be really tough for the Hawks to deal with that. Averaging 19 on the season. His last 3 games are 20, 18, 24 with 4, 5, and 6 assists. Like, that's really good production coming from a second guy. And if the Bulls can get him going early, I like their chances. But hey, you never know. You never know.
I think we should put DeJounte on Coby.
I agree.
And Alex Caruso is a great defender. Trey can handle that. And like you said, if he's going to be in a facilitating motion, he needs the momentum on defense, and I think that you stop the person who's going to, be making all these plays. Billy Donovan over there in Chicago, I think that he would want to put a stop. Io's not enough. I don't think Io is enough at all. And what you going to do with Bogey on the floor? I think we got so much. I think it shows
the bench is going to be really crucial. Are you going to get a ton of production from Andre Drummond inside and on the glass? Or are you going to get consistent? You're going to get a good Bogey game, really. Can Coby White or Bogey get hot? And I think that really determines the game. I think we know what we're going to get from guys like DeMar and DeJounte Murray. There's a couple question marks from guys coming back from injury or guys that are just quite frankly inconsistent. So if you can get good production from those guys coming off the bench and Trae Young, I think this game is going to be a really, really good one. But let's get into our game picks. Bulls are -3.5. We're going to track these, see who is the best record for our own fun. But you guys can comment your pick in the comments. I'm gonna run with the Bulls here. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna be rooting for the Hawks. However, I think the Bulls are just going to be able to capitalize on the glass a little bit more, especially without the Hawks having Jalen Johnson. I think that's going to be a huge issue for them because he's been really, really good for them, man. I think he's been really good. And I just quite frankly trust DeMar to close games a little bit better than I do DeJounte Murray at this point. I just do.
And guess what? DeJounte's not alone for one, but DeMar gonna have to deal with DeAndre Hunter.
True.
And that's a problem. That's a real problem.
I mean, I assume you're taking the Hawks plus 3.5.
Come on.
All right. Well, we will see on opposite sides, so there won't be a tie. I'll pop up Finn's pick in this game on the screen now, but like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back with every single series preview. Mavs Clippers coming out soon, and we don't know the rest. We're recording this Saturday night, so we will see you guys soon. Peace.